Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and we've all been wondering, when is my voice gonna fully recover? But we've also been wondering, when Hasbro announced a day or two ago that they're firing a third of their company, we wondered if that would affect Wizards of the Coast, their most profitable division by almost any metric. You don't take the workers away from the thing that's making you money, okay? That's like biting the hand that feeds you. So I would have thought, a couple symbolic ones, but, well, that may or may not be true now, it looks like. I mean, we all know that Wizards of the Coast is selling less product. So, in theory, you need less people to do that. It's not like they have door-to-door salesmen selling Magic cards. Well, I mean, like, we don't count, because we don't work for them. We just do... Wait, why? Anyway. Well, as of really recently today, we have an update. Oh boy, that multiple departments have been confirmed to be affected by these layoffs inside of WOTC. We've got a statement from their current CEO. I legitimately forgot who that is after Chris Cox got promoted for some reason. I think it's a female, because of course it is. I don't know her name. I don't know. What would the sequel to Chris Cox be? It's, Phyllis Phallus. There you go. So a lot of places were reaching out to Wizards of the Coast and getting absolutely nothing. Like as far as, statements to the press. On the last video, I said it and then corrected it that Barbie was one of their properties. It's not. It's Mattel. And that movie made like all the money. But then we've got Baldur's Gate 3. Ever heard of that little game? Between that and what I aforementioned Monopoly Go, allegedly that was only $63 million in Q3. I mean, quote unquote only. That's pretty good for like a licensed thing because, you don't get like 50% of a movie or game, Closer to 10 to 30%. But toy sales have just been murdering them across the board. And people do not like Dungeons and Dragons after the crap they tried to pull. They also decided to pander to lefties who don't have any money because they don't have functional relationships or careers because they're insane. And they're too afraid to leave their house without 3 masks on. Oddly, not specifically because of what Biden did to the economy, crime levels, and their local area. Who would have thought that would backfire? So yeah, I could see some people on the chopping block, but get this. Art director and game designer confirmed gone for Dungeons and Dragons. Ouch. Yeah, that's not like Cheryl from accounting. Okay, that's not like Steve from customer support. That is the directors. Well, if you're directing it in the wrong direction, get out. So this might just be opportunistic, just saying. It might be you worked on BG3, now get out, because it's already made. I mean, I don't know. Now, I know this is the WOTC video, but I have to throw it in because I actually really wondered about this. We just got confirmation. Do you know how Hasbro bought Canadian entertainment company called Entertainment One? And they just made Snake Eyes and a film you've actually heard of, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I really should watch that. My D&D crew went to the theater and I was busy that day. So a successful thing that made the money and they're ditching it. Fantastic business idea. Coming from Dolores Dix, CEO of WOTC, I assume. Now remember, D&D is coming out with the 50th anniversary, we'll just call it 5.5 or 5E or whatever. It's version 5, but with expanded rules, and it's really just woke crap. Look, bring back critical hits outside the range of 20 or I'm not playing. So perhaps not the time to fire staff, but if you think there is an extraneous staff at WOTC, they're very socialist, work at your own pace, work from home, like you could trim the fat. Just find every delusional mental patient who has their, voting ballot spray painted on half their hair and tell them to go work at the Starbucks. Maybe be one of the 3% that joined the union there and did more damage to the company if they would have just fired them all and taken the fine. Seems like a good adult babysitting, home for them and their career. I love how new viewers are leaving angry comments. Dude, do you think after 10 years I give a shit? Do you think after 4 years of Biden I give a shit? Do you think I give one single what your stupid opinion is because you're wrong? It's proven, mathematically, scientifically. You're the problem, you're delusional, you're a moron. Please do not vote in the next election. I hate Biden, I hate Trump, I hate all establishment Republicans, I pretty much just hate the government. So either deal with that and stay on this channel and hear the news, or off. So we don't necessarily have some firm numbers. I'm still actually looking around, but we've got somebody named Aiton Bernstein who just was forced out of the company, and he says, hey folks, I was one of the people laid off during the Hasbro layoff this week. I knew of 4 other people on the D&D team who confirmed they were affected. And remember, not that many people work at WOTC. It's I think under 100 directly, And then indirectly, I'm not sure, but these sound like office folks. Yikes. So this includes folks in the art, design, editorial, and product management departments. Hopefully they didn't get rid of the anti-AI artwork being submitted and sold to you under your own nose department. Oh, D&D getting hit hard for their woke bullshit. Their stupid stunts that they pulled that probably cost them $1 billion. Over the next couple years, not like instantly. Although, look at the stock price. It's higher than $1 billion actually in losses. So it depends how you measure it. But this includes folks in the art department, design, editorial, and project management departments. And that's just who I've heard about. Oh, I have a giant ball of emotions right now. I haven't figured out my next steps yet. I work literally anywhere better. If you know of an opportunity that might be a good fit for me, please let me know. Well, according to his picture on Twitter, he's a white male, so, good luck. I would start by moving out of Seattle, but I am open for freelance or full-time design, editing, fiction, and inclusivity reviews. Oh, if you're a good fiction writer, work for the Biden press department. If it combines RPGs with education, accessibility, or inclusivity, that's also... Oh, don't put that on your resume, dumbass. It's almost 2024. We're done with that woke shit, all right? Your idea of inclusivity is excluding everybody you don't like. You better check that everybody who doesn't think my way is a Nazi bullshit at the door. At this point, they have such a bad reputation that only idiots work there. Let's just cut the shit. So Wizards of the Coast, they're famous for underpaying. They're famous for being a revolving door that hires and fires like enormous double-digit percentages per year. Their turnover is insane just by the provable numbers on Glassdoor.com. The people on the way out had nothing nice to say about them, and it's just the same people making the same mistakes, no accountability, and people just leave. They're like, I don't get paid enough for this crap. They thought it was prestigious. It's like, ooh, working for the big names that I've heard of. Wow. And then you just get this. You get people like him. So anyway, he ends with, I freely welcome positive thoughts, hugs, and your awesomes. I don't feel awesome right now. Yeah, I may feel for you, bro, but like, you work for the devil and something bad happens. What the f*** do you expect? I worked for a shit company back in the day, and you'll never guess what happened. They almost collapsed 3 out of the 4 years that I worked there, so I left. There was never enough money. The budget was non-existent. It was just a joke, and the CEO was a moron. Guess who I worked for after that? My damn self. Right now, I'm at an extremely stable company that has their shit together after I declined 3 job offers because I didn't like the vibe. It's like they say, you live, you learn, and then you don't work for lunatics. So I legitimately thought we had a statement from Winona Wiener or whatever. I guess, I don't know. I was like scrolling through articles on my lunch, and all this stuff is just going nuts right now. I almost waited a day to cover it, but this is just too huge. I guess the articles were just literally referring to Chris Cox's statement. A couple of them referred to him as CEO of WOTC. I mean, he isn't. It actually is Cynthia Williams. Like, that is who it is. I think they got it wrong in this article, though. I think it's Cynthia Schlong. But Bree Heiss, art director, she's the one that's out. David McDarby, he says, sadly, my position at Wizards of the Coast was eliminated today along with many others due to the Hasbro layoffs. I absolutely love working for WOTC, working at WOTC and making Magic Tabletop MTGO/Magic Arena and be the best that it can be these past 9 years. This makes 0 sense because he goes on to say, I've worked in so many different areas of making a physical and digital game, and he leads in the game/systems designer or product manager space would be welcome. The overwhelming majority of that was shipped out to Canada. There is a Canadian company, they've been around forever, and they're making Arena, and they're really rushing that code. Really unstable stuff lately, unfortunately. So I'm not sure what his job still was other than, managing them or, I don't know. I mean, you need someone giving them direction, but yeah, I could see how it's redundant, maybe. I mean, I'm jumping to conclusions here, but he doesn't sound low level. And he worked for the company for 9 years. That predates Arena. He was there from the start. This was not somebody brought on to just, program or whatever. He had actually started out in operations, is what I heard. And then just, bumped him around, you know? Amy Dolan, gone. So the article says she did work for D&D Beyond. Yeah, no, she ran YouTube channels and Twitch streams. So that is surprising. Larry Frum, Senior Communications Manager for all of Wizards of the Coast for the past 1.5 years, gone. And he's all, dream job. Oh yeah, this sucks. Yeah, you're just trying to look good and get, come out as the better man. I don't just burn bridges on my way out. I strap C4 to them, okay? I've met people 10 years later that didn't like the way I left that last place. And then I told them the details and they're like, yeah, and reconsidered them still working there. A lot of them actually have left for the same reasons. So he was kind of propaganda head, this From guy. Like he worked like with CNN and stuff. Very odd. Dan Dillon, D&D designer, out. He previously worked for Kobold Press. Boy, their strategy of getting rid of everybody who potentially, maybe knows what they're doing and has like tons of experience is an interesting direction right before the release of a new MTG set, or MTG, D&D. Well, both. I mean, it's like, oh, Magic the Gathering, another set came out, must be Wednesday. Jesse Hill, community manager, goodbye. They're on the official MTG Discord, which I have never stepped foot in because I have a life. Oh, I have a life and a spreadsheet showing that I go first 19% of the time out of 1,000 games. Both of which are not welcome there. Community manager, like, it works if they're really likable and awesome. That's not allowed. Those two words are, like, banned over at WOTC. You have to be an antagonistic jackass. I don't know that Jesse Hill was. Never seen anything that they posted, but I can't imagine a Wizards of the Coast community manager being likable, awesome, and genuine. Just saying. And weirdly enough, used to be a community manager for Hearthstone, and then also a similar job at the Pokemon Company. What? Hire me as a replacement community manager. I'll work for like $5 an hour to tell people what the hell's up. I'll pay you to let me in and just go in there and ban all the jackasses. I'm not kidding when I say I have never under a stealth account, sock puppet, nothing, stepped foot in that Discord. I've just heard stories about it from people in my Discord, and I just could imagine, okay? I've been on Reddit. I've been on, like, those shitty MTG forums that all collapsed. Yeah, the people who bother to, like, participate to that degree are assholes. They're all, I'm better than you, I'm snootier than you, pro wannabe douchebags, and they're all fronting and they're all fake. So I don't know who's left working there, but my guess is the cheaper people. Because it sounds like every one of these people sound kind of expensive, you know what I mean? I don't know what their firing parameters were. If they just, usually when it's this big, they just go to a department and the absolute head and say, get rid of X amount of people. Don't care how you do it, your choice. Other times they say, just get rid of the expensive people. They're already underperforming. It doesn't matter if they're the best of the best. Like, if they're the best of the best, like, whatever position on a soccer team and your soccer team's losing, you might as well cut the expensive people. You'll get rid of the best, but you'll keep the cheapest, you know? And it sounds like, just from my vibe on this, that's kind of what they're going with. So, with all the statements made about people, even if they're only referring to each other, it's like a dozen plus, probably closer to like 20 to 30 people leaving. And like I said, WotC don't got that many core people, so, ooh, that lunchroom gonna be kind of grim and kind of empty. Well, hopefully they stored up 6 months of living expenses instead of wasting it on hormone therapy and hair dye, I assume. But hopefully we get a statement from the WotC CEO, Patricia Pecker, sometime soon, because I want to know, like, what... It's probably going to be generic. What would they even say? I think that's why we haven't heard one yet. Like, what would they possibly say? Like, or we're losing some big people and this is going to be devastating to the company? No, that'll crash the stock price. Oh, we're trimming the fat and being more lean? Way to, like, back the truck over the people you just cut off with no notice. I can see why there's no statement from the CEO yet. So here's what I would do if I were them. I'd get off your ass and innovate. I would fix standard. I would fix all the woke idiots who are too lazy and incompetent, stupid and antagonistic and delusional to do their jobs. Move way the hell out of Renton / ass crack of really just Seattle. It's too expensive and too woke. And then I want my Yu-Gi-Oh! Battles, the anime, not the shitty game, where, okay, get this. I covered this on my channel for a damn good reason about 5 years ago. I bought a puzzle at the dollar store for $1. It said something about 3D whatever, and I'm like, oh, let's see how shit this is. Put it together, downloaded the app, third party, they just leased it. Remember, $1. And all of a sudden, boom, 3D animation pops out of the finished puzzle with like a little 70 meg app on my phone. All little animals are running around making noises and crap, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, it's just an animated 3D model. You just get a modeler, pay him a couple $100, buy the third-party tech for the AR overlay and the corner tracking, and then just use somebody's existing phone that everybody already has. Holy crap. So for a $7 tripod that you can get from China, you could just mount your phone, and then they could have sold a paper set that has special corner trackers and like QR codes, where it would identify the card. You could redeem it for free in Arena and play 2D if you wanted, and then mount your phone up, watch through your phone, and play the game in 3D with the same damn animations that you just paid the Arena people to design. It's basically free. You could roll it out in about a month. Same logic, same animations, recycle it, just be a full 3D AR overlay with tech that already exists instead of a $3,000, Meta VR headset. Zero excuse for not rolling out something like that. You need to have a tech person, a visionary person, and somebody who absolutely does not sit there and say, well, we're already the biggest of the best, so who cares? Let's just keep churning out stuff and power creep it. I don't know. You need someone to keep cranking forward at light speed, because if you look backwards and don't see your competition, it doesn't mean slow down. Once you do see them, it's already too late because they're moving faster than you, and now you got to play catch up, and that's where they are right now. They are getting destroyed by brand new startups like Flesh and Blood. Hasbro is and has always been a dinosaur that moves like a glacier, and suddenly they're like, oh, I gotta change direction. I don't know, fire everybody. Maybe that'll help. It won't help. You need creative people. You need better people. You just need better people, better ideas, better everything. Better morals, better politics, better judge program, better everything. Everything has gone to shit. And now it's been like 5 years of this, and I don't think you can bring it back. So I read a couple more reports lately just to make sure I'm not wrong about this. Up to the last quarter that we saw, quarter 3, the only thing propping up Hasbro, the only profitable department is Wizards of the Coast. And they still fired them because they still don't have the money to retain talent. How do you think that's going to go for the future? I mean, maybe firing a bunch of people and replace them will work, but I don't think that was the point. I don't think they're going to fire somebody that works for, I don't know, like 200 grand and hire somebody to do the job for 100 grand and expect them to walk in and just work. I don't think they're replacing these people at all. I think they're just telling the rest of the team to make up for them. Well, if they had a bunch of go-getters, a bunch of highly motivated, like super type A people who love their job and worked at a breakneck pace just because they loved it so much, they probably wouldn't need a manager. They could just get it together, work together, and do it. Smaller team is better. Less bureaucracy, less red tape. We all know Hasbro has too much of that, but I don't think that's who works there. They're too busy bitching at people about politics and gender shit on Twitter. Well, get woke, go broke. I hope your company goes bankrupt, and I can't wait to see who buys WOTC. So hopefully it's one of those activist investors that just hires all the woke idiots and then just boom, overnight 20% increase. They don't even believe in it themselves. They just know how to make money. Get rid of the cancer. Well, wish I had better news. I'm on the fence about if this is a good or bad thing. I guess we'll just wait and see. So it's my opinion that nothing's going to help, so I think it just kind of sucks for each individual person, to be honest. But work for a bad company, get bad results. You know they're doing bad things. You know you've seen their stock price. You know you've seen their decisions. You know you've seen their PR just blow-ups. You know. Like, you knew. You knew who you worked for. At the end of the day, come on. I'm not saying you should have left, but you should have done more to turn it around. So, hey, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.